Chris, I can't do it. Welcome to my channel. We're going to be reading some player horror stories part 2 because it's fun and I love it. No one argue with me.
Nobody is arguing with me.
I could hear it. I could hear them start to type out their comments. Then I said that and then they said, oh wait, never mind. I scared them off. I'm cool like that. Alright, let's get into it. I have nothing else to say right now. Watch another player become convinced by another player that if he jumped down a dragon's mouth and into its belly that it would be easier to hit since its AC would be lower on the inside. No, that wasn't actually the case. He was nearly killed and it was hilarious. I feel like that's a common thing that players do. I feel like I've had my players try to get inside the body and cut out. Yes, it works, but it's also you don't have as much room in there. And you can't see unless you have dark vision. But do you really want to see the inside of a body? Take like a wisdom saving throw to not puke. I guess it could be constitution, but I feel like in that case, I would want a wisdom saving throw. Alright, at least that one didn't involve great. We were in a haunted castle. Nearly every room had enemies or traps in it. The castle was cursed so that anyone who died would have their souls trapped inside it. We only cleared about a third of the castle so far and were busy discussing something we had found. 2 players were bored and decided they would walk all the way to the end of the corridor we were in and go into a room, never split the party. Surprise, the room was full of enemies. The enemies instantly paralyzed them since they had poor wisdom saves, and then proceeded to slaughter them before the rest of the party could reach the room they were in. They had played NPCs for a dozen sessions before we found a way to break the curse and free their souls. Never split the party. This is why it's a common saying. Consequences of our actions, man. Also, how long was the hallway that you couldn't get there in time? Unless they killed them in one hit. A dash action for normal speed, you're going 60 feet. How long is this hallway? That's insane. Never split the party. Hashtag inspirational quote cam. DM here. This is an actual back and forth I had during an online campaign that I ran for over a year. Oh wait, before I start, this is what scares me. Is like when they're like, I ran this for over a year. Because I'm like, oh, I'm safe. I'm in my campaign for, I think we're like a year and a half now. Yeah, we're coming up on 2 years. I'm like, I'm safe. Nothing bad can happen this deep in. Incorrect. DM, after defeating the big bad, you see the altar still beaming light into the air and an intense radiation of heat. Player, I would like to do a religion check. As I'm a paladin, I want to determine if this beam can be fatal. Rolls the religion check. DM, this is a beam of energy. It can be fatal to any organism that walks into it. It's safe to say the bad guy was using it to sacrifice his slaves. Player, I stick my sword into the beam. Your sword melts as you place it into the beam. The radiating heat causes a feeling like a sunburn all over you. Player silently thinks to himself what a party debates to do. Player, I stick my arm into the beam. Your arm melts off at the shoulder. What? Oh no. What did you think was gonna happen? Your sword just melted. Why would your arm... Some players are stupid, dude. I don't get it. What did you think was gonna happen? Seen this a few times. DM, if you do X, your character will die. Player, my character does X. Are you sure they will just die? Player, you do it. Your character dies. Player, surprise Pikachu face. What more can DMs do to warn the players? I literally don't know. I feel like my cat's shit right now. Love the rhythmic sounds of them digging in the litter. What more can a DM do? I honestly don't know. Honestly, luckily I haven't gone through anything with a player dying, even though I told them they would die, but I feel like I have dealt with situations where I was like, the guards are gonna notice you if you do this, and they do it anyways, but it's not as bad as dying. What the f*** do you expect? It's fine. While the party was sailing through an intermediary plane of ooze, the swamps between the elemental planes or earth and water, the cleric decided to relax during his shift on watch by casting water walking, stripping off and going for a jog in the water. The rest of us were alerted to danger by his surprised yelp at being... Why did they strip? Just because they didn't want to get wet? I don't know. At being dragged beneath the mud by a tentacly monster. Imagine that. This place where we have been constantly under threat from hags and a dragon, as well as a warring tribe of Sagween... So, I never know how to say that. And several hungry Hydra is unsafe, dangerous even. Anyway, his negative constitution mod meant he started to drown immediately. Makes sense. In addition to getting KO'd by the creature that grabbed him. I almost didn't cast Revivify when we dragged him on board, but we had gone to a lot of trouble earlier. We had to kick him to death in the plane of fire so he could be reincarnated in a body with a respectable lifespan. Sunk costs and all that. That's pretty dumb. Not only did they strip down so they didn't even have like armor when they were being like, hacked and everything, but it's like, what did you think was going to happen? Also, running isn't like stealthy, so you knew it was gonna like bring in attraction into him and everything. This person said, oh, this is probably the dumbest thing I've seen on this thread, but it's so tame, I haven't lost any brain cells. It's pretty true. I feel like that sums it up, how I'm feeling on this one. Next one. DM here. Had a player attempt to show dominance on the big bad evil guy by peeing on them. Ended with a near PK. This play found its way into D&D. What will I see next? I've only DM'd for about a year and a half. Tend to let the players do mostly what they want. Granted, I did also have a player burn a sacred forest down. Although that's a story for another time. I guess you can see he was pissed off about being pissed on. Oops. I don't know if you just heard that because of my mic, but that's pretty hilarious. I'm not even mad about that one because that's just but also, you can't be mad if you almost die because you're pissed on the big bad. I think the DM did the right thing in almost killing all of them. I think he should have killed all of them. But it is funny. My brother tried to drown a water elemental. It was pretty stupid. There was a really stupid person I played with, me, who was playing a level 2 warlock and went through a hallway that put him back on the other side of the hallway. His first reaction after doing this was to cast Eldritch Blast on himself. It dealt 10 damage and he failed all 3 death saving throws. That is pretty stupid. You gotta be able to laugh about these things when you do something, because I feel like that's innocent enough that you're just not thinking it through. But also, why did you cast Eldritch Blast down that hallway? My sister's druid was invited to a fancy dinner party. Her clothes were not classy enough for the event, so the servers let her borrow a dress. At the end of the night, they asked her for the dress back, but she wanted to keep it. While the rest of us were trying to negotiate a price for the dress, she decided to pee in it. Surprised they didn't let her keep it after that. So she just, while everyone was standing there, just peed? Why would you want to keep a dress you peed in? Also, they were like, no, it's fine. I still want it. It's a creative solution, but it seems it didn't work. I don't know if I would. I feel like I would let them keep it. Like, if I was the NPC, I'd be like, yeah, just keep the dress. Or I'd still ask for money. Probably still ask for money, but I wouldn't want it. That's it for that one. That's so funny.
What was your favorite story?
I liked the peeing one. That was my favorite. I think that's so funny. I also like that this round didn't involve any grape. Because I feel like that made me mad last video a lot. Because why is everybody trying to do that? So I like the peeing one because it's so wholesome and stupid, and your group brings that up all the time. Because also, role-playing wise, I would bring that up all the time. I'd be like, remember when you peed in a dress? Just like standing there? I assume she just didn't walk off to the side. She just peed in the dress. So that's just hilarious to me. That was my favorite one. My one campaign, my online campaign, ended like in a TPK because they were in a mage's dungeon and they decided to split the party. Hashtag never split the party. And they were so far away they couldn't get to each other in time, even though I tried having like an NPC or a familiar run to get the party and everything. I tried to help them. It didn't work. You don't split the party. DM's balance for the whole party being there. Thank you so much for watching. Please, again, if you have any stories, leave them in the comments below. I love reading them. They're so fun. I like making these videos because I just get gossip. My stomach just growled. I don't know if anybody heard that. But, okay, don't nod. You heard that? We're gonna go have some burritos. All you bitches. Don't forget to like and comment, subscribe, and I love you all so much. Comment and subscribe.